Tonight, we learn how to unlock your productivity potential and how to make the most out of every moment. This is DXB Today.
Welcome to yet another episode of DXB Today. And it is World Productivity Day today. A day when we come together to reflect on the power of productivity and its impact on our personal and professional lives.
Tonight we'll be joined by exceptional entrepreneurs from here, home organizing to transforming your body and mind mapping, sharing their stories, strategies and tools that have helped them achieve remarkable results.
We will also be taking you behind the scenes at the latest and exciting indoor theme park right here in Dubai. And you know what they say, work hard, play even harder. Now, let's talk working hard. You both know a lot about that. Productive though, is it productive working hard? Tom looked at me really blankly then.
I feel like Tom is really chill. He shows up, he just goes with the flow. He's really good at what he does. I'm an over-preparer. I like to over-prepare. I stress about everything. I'm addicted to being productive. It's like I thrive on the more I do every day. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
No, it can backfire. How about you? I feel like you're a queen of productivity as well.
It depends on the personality, I think. I look at my 24 hours and I actually block my hours accordingly and try to get the work done. And Tom's sitting there thinking, oh, you're crazy.
No, I'm not thinking you're crazy. I'm just thinking when we bring it back to productivity, you're right, because I think there's a fear of not being productive, and that's why people take on too much.
Yes. Yeah.
More than they can chew. Which is fine if you're ready to sort of take that on. And, you know, my old mantra in life has always been just say yes, you know, because if an opportunity comes your way, you say yes. Imposter syndrome will get the better of you and prevent you from doing things, and who knows what that yes might lead to. But if you say yes too many times, it can come a little taxing, and that's when you start
anxiety,
working hard, playing hard.
I have an insane amount of anxiety.
You start burning the candle at both ends, and that's when it becomes a bit of a problem.
Yeah, well, look, we're going to learn some really cool tips today, I think, to help us kind of direct in the right way. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
I read something, by the way, that your most productive time of the day is in the morning. So if there's a goal that you really want to achieve, that's the one you wake up early to do, not not try to get ahead on your day. Don't send emails. Don't do the useless stuff that you know you're going to do the rest of the day. Tackle that one big, whether it's going to the gym or creating content or...
I always love that piece of advice. I think that piece of advice is always very, very moot for a couple of people who've worked on morning radio shows here in the region for many a year. Yeah. Where the mornings just sort of... Yeah, you talk productivity. Yeah, the problem
Wake up at 2 a.m., Tom. What's the big deal?
If you start too early, you get to about 3 and that's it.
I have to disagree. I think I'm most productive at night, though. Like, I'm a bit of a night owl. So 1, 2 a.m. is when I actually get my best work done. So I'm hoping like our experts can kind of tell me if that's right or wrong.
There's some sort of psychology about that, isn't there? You're either a lark or up with the larks, or there's an owl. A lark or an owl.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll find out on the show today. Yeah, me too.
I'm in the wrong job.
Yeah, totally. This is where we're going to pivot a bit.
Well, thankfully, it's not just us round this desk that is going to help you, guide you in that direction, because we're joined today by a very special guest co-host who is a leading business and life coach that enables business owners but also executives to achieve exceptional careers and live balanced lifestyles. So time now for us to find out who is today's guest co-host.
Hi, I'm Adam Ashcroft, the Advantage Coach. I work with Dubai's leading executives to break down the complexity of life. I'll see you shortly.
Indeed, you will, Adam. Adam will be sharing more insight with us very shortly, right here around the desk. But before we get into today's big discussion, let's have a little look at the newly opened indoor entertainment centre in Al Ghurair. Over 30 attractions, including a bowling alley, a ninja warrior course, a roller gliding arena, obviously, and so much more. Khalid, of course, went down to check it all out.
I'm here at the Al Ghurair Center that has the newest entertainment center. Come follow me. Let's see what's inside. What can we expect from Glitch? What's so different about it? Well, first of all, Glitch is brought around active entertainment. We've taken the best attractions from all around Dubai and brought them right here to the homeland in Deira. And you can experience everything from bowling to wall climbing to arcade to roller gliders. And there's actually attractions here that the region doesn't even have. We have attractions here that no other family entertainment center has in the region. And we're super excited about it. And we can see here today, looking around, the kids are super pumped, they're super excited, they got smiles on our face, and really, we're in the business of smiles.
Can you tell us of any future plans that we might be expecting?
Of course, this is just the beginning. Malls' roles have changed from shopping to entertainment. So we are working on another big initiative, which is a food hall, state of the art. I'll keep the details secret, and hopefully we launch it before the year end. So watch this space.
Well, I'm very excited, and I'll keep an eye out for it.
Thank you very much.
Come down to Glitch, the entertainment center for families. So bring your kids down here or bring the inner kid out of you.
So, funnily enough, I bumped into Khaled over there. And I was actually with my kids, so I had an excuse to be there, and it was fantastic. So I really did enjoy it. And another way to beat the heat for all the parents watching, looking to keep their kids entertained. But of course, onto our productivity theme of the day, Adam. It is so wonderful to have you with us. Now, just tell us how you started this all out. How did you become a leadership/business coach? How did that whole journey begin?
Thanks for the introduction and warm welcome. What a great team. I moved to Dubai 20 years ago. I've known Tom for longer than that, actually. So, yeah, it's been quite a journey for all of us in Dubai, following the success of the country and the city. And I had an amazing opportunity to set up my own business in Dubai. And that was really successful. I ended up selling it and joined a global company where I learned so much more around development about myself. And then I had the COVID arrived, a few challenges in my life, as we all had. Mm-hmm. And then I installed a coach in my life. And through that coach, I actually experienced this new energy that came out, and I actually understood myself much better. And I've actually created something called the 3 Ps to succeed. So purpose, passion, and progress. So if you have purpose in your life, what a great start. If you're passionate about what you do, and I can see you guys are right on cue on that one, even Tom waking up early this morning to be on radio. And then progress. Imagine you're in the car on the way here and you're stuck in traffic and you're getting a little bit frustrated with it. And then the traffic just moves a little bit further forward and you go, wow, it's getting a little bit easier, and life's getting very similar to that.
As in being optimistic, or?
I think there's a trigger like that there's a bit of optimism. But when the traffic moves forward, then you feel, oh, there's hope and curiosity. And you think, wow, things are ahead of me. And so the same with life. So if you have purpose, you know why you're here. Passions, do what you love more and more, and then progress in your life, then things start happening. And that's my 3 Ps to succeed for the Advantage Coach.
Can you have the final P without the 2 previous Ps? Can you have progress without purpose and passion?
You can, but whether you're being really successful or to the level that you could be success or productive, I don't think so. I think you need all 3. There's a balancing act between all 3.
I thought that exactly the same. I just thought that those 2 passions, the passion and the purpose, those 2 emotions drive you forward, don't they? Because unless you enjoy what you're doing, you just become one of those people that is just sitting at your desk for the purpose of sitting at your desk.
Life can be really tough, and I think, we've come out of COVID, we've all seen it together. What a rare occasion that we all share something, and without a clear purpose, you can get really frustrated by the little bumps in life. Now, if your purpose is so big, you won't see these sort of valleys and dips and highs and lows, and you're just looking at that great purpose. I think a lot of my coaching clients have kids, they're growing up, and then suddenly the house empties. And you're suddenly looking and go, where are the kids gone? And Tom, your kids have all gone off to university now, they're growing up so quickly. And then suddenly you've got this empty nest syndrome.
It's lovely.
Lovely, yeah, exactly.
Is it actually lovely? You're just saying that. Oh.
The happiest you'll ever see him.
Watch cricket all day long.
Yeah, certainly now with the Ashes. And so then if you've got a clear purpose beyond growing the kids, beyond that early stages of them, and then you don't have that empty nest syndrome, and then you can actually have something. Most people's purposes are about someone else or other people.
Okay, so let's throw another P in there. Let's do the productivity. So
Brilliant.
We just discussed this, the three of us. We have very different productivity personalities, I guess. How do you help people in order to direct their productivity in the right way according to their personality?
Yeah, I think there was one which was spot on, which was blocking time. You did so well at answering that one.
Thank you.
So by blocking time, you think Elon Musk is, so many people are wanting to be similar to Elon Musk. He's a blocking time person. So actually block your life into 30 minutes or an hour or whatever that is. That's really powerful. But life's not always that simple, especially when you're waking up so early in the morning. So this morning I slept pretty badly, wasn't great. You know that feeling? You wake up and you go, oh my word, you know, and then it could be snooze. Yeah. Tom's got a reason to be at the radio in the morning. Yeah. But not everyone does. So I have something called the success routine, morning success routine, which is basically, if I'm not wanting to leave bed, it's like, okay, 3, 2, 1, out of bed. Then I make my pillow, not just my bed, my pillow, and I'm actually succeeding in the morning. So I'm starting building success.
I've read about this, okay.
Then a lot of people have heard about making the bed. So this Admiral, he's well known on YouTube, he makes the bed. But that's just one aspect. At least the bed's made, and then tonight, even if it's a bad day, hopefully it's not, you can go to a nice bed. Yeah. But then my routine continues. Open the curtains. So I have a senior executive, one of the big hotel groups in Dubai. She opens the curtains in the morning. For her, it's not necessarily about success, it's about gratitude. She opens the window, and the Burj Khalifa is in front of her.
Oh, someone's doing well.
And she's grateful. Yeah, she's very successful. Yeah. So, and then you keep going with that. And for me, it was going out for a quick run, 20 minutes, went to the gym, and then I did a quick mindfulness in preparation of coming here today and making sure I was at my best. So, you know, what are you doing that installs these great habits that make sure that you're not only productive, but successful for yourself?
Now, I've got a question for you, because you did bring up parents as being a lot of your clients. I'm a mom, and I think I was on a real roll before I had kids. And when I have kids, it's like one of them wakes up sick, someone injures themselves, and suddenly everything just is up in the air, and it's really hard to follow that schedule. And what advice do you have for people who have a difficult time being consistent because of external factors?
There's a disclosure here. I'm not a parent yet, so so hopefully that will happen in the future.
Ignore them. Yeah.
But one of the key things is you need to have a success process. So keep having a success process, but don't be so rigid that you can't be dynamic for the kids or for life's challenges. So imagine a tree. If it was so stiff, you see the wind comes in. Last night there was a sandstorm, which is quite rare actually. And then the palm trees are so rigid, sometimes they crack. And that can be like life. If you're too rigid, you break. If you're like a willow tree and you're too sloppy, then you're not. So you need to have a balance where you don't miss opportunities. You know, kids, what a great opportunity to spend key time with them, really appreciate it. And valuable time. Don't miss those moments. Live in the moment is a really key thing.
Absolutely. Adam, I feel like we have so much more to discuss, so it's a good thing we've got a whole episode ahead of us. So do stay with us, because after the break, we find out how you can make your home a very organised haven to reflect your unique style. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to DXB Today. And now we are joined by a woman who has made it her mission in life to help people create simple organising solutions and to live their best lives. Please welcome to the show Celia Vernac, the founder of The Savvy Space. Celia, thanks for being with us.
Yes, thank you for having me so much.
I'm interested in this one. I'm a collector.
Okay.
I'm a hoarder. I'm a non-throwawayer. So there is a lot of clutter in my life. And I'm constantly told by those close to me, that space around you, and your personal space, but the space around you is very important for your mental wellness more than anything as well. Is that the case? Has it been proved that the sort of space that you live in and the way that you keep it has an impact on you?
Absolutely. There are plenty of studies that show that having a cluttered space around you is using up brain power, because everything in your field of vision is taking up brain power for you to process. This is here, this is there, etc. And so in the background, your mind's trying to process all of these things that are a mess and figure out what they are and decipher one from another. Meanwhile, you're trying to do whatever task you're actually focusing on. So having all that clutter is really slowing down your brain power and stopping that productivity. And it also makes you feel stressed. Because sometimes you might be thinking, I really want to work on this task, but there's that pile of laundry over there, that I just can't get done. So it really does impact your well-being and your mental state without even really realizing it.
So that's where my life's gone wrong, up until this day.
That's all right, we'll get you sorted.
You know what to change? It's a good thing Celia is here, because what you actually do is train individuals to ensure that the space around them is designed properly. So how do you do that? Where does that process start?
So it starts with the goals, really getting to the heart of what's important to people and what matters, what their priorities are in life. And then from there, you can kind of start to weed out, okay, what doesn't really matter? What is just clutter, fluff, noise, and what's getting in the way? And then we create systems of order so that they can really have an environment that supports them and makes life easier and better.
Right. I need to do that.
Okay, so I've gotten pretty good at decluttering in the last year or so. I've gone through some serious transformations in our house. But for instance, I struggle with my parents. They're hoarders. And if there's a sale at Carrefour, they're going to buy a million of the same product because, hey, let's take advantage. And then it's just there.
I'm liking them already.
And they bring it over to my house too. So how do you, and I feel like this often happens with couples as well, so a bit of marriage advice here. For people who are mismatched in a single household, how do you, what advice do you have for them? How do you try to impact or influence? Because you obviously can't enforce that on someone else, can you?
That's right. Yeah, so there's a bit of forgiveness that you have to do and a bit of a negotiating. But I think it really stems from setting your boundaries. And I'll start with the relatives, for example. I know a lot of my clients struggle with, I'm trying to minimize how many toys my kids get, for example. But my parents just love to gift my kids toys. And so one of the things I try to work with them is teaching boundaries, and that, look, we're trying to focus more on experience-based things with less in this. And if you really want to have these toys for them, maybe just keep the toys at your house, and then you can watch them enjoy the toys. So it's really about setting those boundaries with the people outside. And then within your home, within your marriage, for example, myself with my husband, I just kind of told him, look, this is important to me, and look how much easier it makes things. When you ask me, where is the pen, where is my hat, and I can tell you exactly where it is, and now you don't have to ask me anymore because we've gone through this. So it's kind of that show and tell, or that demonstration, that's really helped us find that marriage of, okay, this is what we can manage, so let's keep it like this.
I feel like I'm ultra organised, but when an item is just out of place, I get a little bit annoyed about it.
Yeah, I'm that girl who walks into a room, if that picture frame is crooked, I'm right up there straightening that out. It's just, it has to be done. But the idea is just to kind of put your blinders on, in a sense, and just really focus in on what is going on in your spot. But I think it's okay to just tidy things up a little if that helps you become more productive.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate, after you.
No, it's fine.
No, really after you.
Okay, great.
After you, mate.
Look, since the pandemic, a lot of people have been working from home. Working from home is pretty much become the norm. There's a new way of life now. Creating that space away from your home space, wherever you are, it creates energy within your home. So finding a space is really important within your home where you're able to be productive. So can you tell me more about creating that productivity space around you?
Yes, yeah. A lot of my clients have worked on creating a home office. They're doing a lot more of working from home. And it's funny how much people keep in their office just because they feel they need to. The amount of pens and staples. I mean, does anybody really use a stapler anymore? It's not that often. Or whiteout, for example.
Yeah.
So all of these things, just kind of, you're going to the drawer for one thing and you see all this other stuff. Again, that clutter in your mind. So I really try to work with clients, if you're setting up that productivity space, try to keep it as clear as possible. Now you want a few things, maybe a few decorative items for inspiration, a nice beach or a motivational quote or something. But try to minimize even your own personal items, things that will remind you of life outside of that little zone so that you can just stay real clear. And one of the things I really recommend and try is clearing your computer desktop. To take all of the icons off of your computer desktop.
Ooh,
it makes
that's
a
good
world
one.
of difference when you start and end your day. Because you can get to everything from the menu, right? You don't need to have it on there.
Okay, so we've spoken a lot about this physical space around you and the physical space you exist in. But what about the sort of your day-to-day space and your schedule as well? Is there... Is there a sort of argument to make about decluttering one's schedule?
Absolutely. That's a very important thing to do that a lot of people don't do often enough. And usually with that, I like to start with just kind of a brain dump. You know, what is it? What's going on in my mind? What do I need to do? Dump it all out, and then take a step back and say, okay, again, what are my goals for today? Do I want to show up for my kids today? Do I want to finish this project today? What am I trying to do today? And then take another look at those tasks and start to weed them out.
So prioritize.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, Celia, before we let you go, one last piece of advice for everyone watching, that one big thing that everyone should consider today.
I think the very first step is set up boundaries. Before you can organize anything, you need to stop the flow, that incoming of all the things and activities and events, right? So you need to set up the boundaries, say, look, I can't handle any more today, tomorrow, this week. I need to get this in order. Create your system of order of how am I going to manage it when people ask me to attend events? How am I going to manage when my kids bring things home? And create that system of order, and then you can start to let your boundaries down a little bit and make sure that the flood doesn't happen too much.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much, Celia. It's been awesome having you, and we're look forward to having you on our next season.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, today's spotlight is on one of the UAE's most popular 360 transformation programs. Here is our interview with Yasser Khan, the founder of Transform Your Body.
Well, I'm Yasser Khan. Basically, I'm from Bhopal, India, and I'm 34 years old, just turned recently, 34. I got in fitness at the age of 12, 13. So basically why I say 12 and 13, because I started training at the age of 12. And training means just doing the body weight workout, kind of like push-ups, pull-ups, some sit-ups, crunches and all that, because that's all I knew. And that's what I have seen my dad doing all his life. I think clients' results inspired me to start my own company, to be honest. I am not from a background where there are people who in my family who have done businesses before. I'm the first one. So if I wanted to give results and transform lives more and more, I had to have a structure, and that is something, if you start your own company, you have a better structure to help people. Number one is the entire lifestyle, because of the nature, because it's a hot country, it's a deserted country where it's, you know, like since now recently there's rain, there are trees, there is greenery, everything is happening, but still people are living the same lifestyle what they have been living 20, 30 years ago over here. So mostly they are working, and when they are not working, they are enjoying life. Those who focus on their health and fitness and they train every day, but majority are not in good shape. There's a ratio is very high when it comes to obesity, when it comes to diabetes, when it comes to anything which is related to your overweight, and that's what people don't realize. The way I have transformed people's lives it's a very unique. So I don't just work on people and their weight loss journey or their muscle building journey, but I have worked on their lifestyle, I have worked on their habits. To actually transform 1 billion lives in my lifetime. One very big myth when it comes to fit lifestyle is that if people go to gym and if they just show up every day, they will get results. First, I will train a lot, and then with that broken body, with that sore muscles, then I would love to have a one day to relax. I think that will be something, be in the nature, in rain, you know, in between trees, maybe just like having a good time, maybe reading a book, or be at the beach.
TYB now. Transform your body with Yasser there. That was today's Spotlight. But now to focus on today's Roundup. Let's get over to Nimi.
Yeah, absolutely. What is buzzing today? Well, You should never be at home. Home is for 7 hours of sleep and that's it. That is according to 58-year-old NYU professor who teaches marketing and co-hosts the popular podcast Pivot. Professor Galloway has gone on record saying that the amount of time spent at home is inversely correlated with professional success. So Professor Galloway's recent comments have reignited the debate over remote work, its social impact and whether older generations are out of touch with the challenges and choices of Gen Zers. All this moved BuzzFeed staff writer Krista Torres to observe, "I have never seen Gen Z and millennials come together so heated." It's definitely a conversation to have because I think it was quite strong to come up with these words, to be honest. I mean, Tesla CEO Elon Musk also said to work from home and remote work is morally wrong. What do you think about this, Adam?
Interesting. I think post-COVID, where bosses are really having a challenge to say, how do we get this hybrid working correctly? There's obviously jobs that you have to be in situ. For us to do this on a Teams or a Zoom call today would be a slightly different experience.
Yeah.
So these are the questions that individual bosses and companies have to ask. Can you do a bit of remote? The traffic can be challenging. It can be a commute into the office. It can be draining. So what do you guys think?
You said hybrid, which I think is so important. Why can't we do both? It doesn't have to be, there's a beautiful gray zone there in the middle where, yes, we don't need to take that commute. Yes, it is important to sometimes have in-person meetings. But I also think this day and age, we have to balance our mental well-being with our physical well-being and with our professional life and personal life. We know that now.
I think we need to be slightly careful with putting a wrapper for everyone. So imagine the Uber drivers. Hybrid for them, it doesn't quite work.
Fine, yes.
So nurses or hospitals or retail, hoteliers, hitmen.
They need to get out and about.
They do, ideally.
Home, can they?
No, I mean, obviously we need to be rational about it. But yeah, Tom, sorry, I interrupted you. Go for it.
No, I just look. From a family point of view, I think this is a little bit harsh, and a lot of because the age-old thing is, oh yeah, but you want to spend more time with your family, etc. And completely get that, who wouldn't, etc. But from a work point of view, I'm sort of with Professor Galloway on this one, and I tell you for why. Is that the more time I spend at home, and when we were doing bits and pieces from home during COVID, etc. I'm so easily distracted. Whether it be decluttering that space or sorting out that shirt cupboard or, cooking a lasagna or whatever, I get so distracted. And I often relate it back to that whole thing of how many times I go and open the fridge door when I'm at home, when I should be sat down focusing on work.
I think the bigger question is look at it in reverse. Why don't you want to be in the office?
Right.
And if you look at it from that point of view and you say, OK, go back to the 3 Ps to succeed. Purpose. What are you doing in the office? Purpose is we're here communicating, sharing our wider knowledge with the wider community. So when you go into the office, what is that purpose that you're doing? What are you helping communities, helping society grow? Then look at your strengths. Can you do your strengths? Is decluttering at home, Tom, really your strength?
Nope.
Or is it coming out here and talking to a wider environment, sharing? And then progress. You're stuck at home. Progress is out in the bigger, wider world. So let's get out in the wider world, really enjoy it. And there's community, which is such a key thing, which is outside in the wide world, building. We are people, we are connections.
Yeah.
So, I'm really just not feeling Tom right now, if I'm going to be honest. I just think that's such an outdated way of thinking. I couldn't have a job if I wasn't able to work from home, straight up. And I'm sorry, there's something about you being a man, being the father. It is all that pressure comes back to women, and it feels so work like you don't have kids, be at home like you don't have a job. I couldn't do both.
Yeah.
It is impossible.
I completely appreciate that. And I go to Alan's point that it doesn't, it's not one size fits all. It doesn't work for everybody. But certainly, speaking from a personal point of view, my productivity drops massively.
Then you go to the office.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
You go with Mr. Galloway and hang out in the office.
Yeah, that's why he's here.
I'm not advocating for everyone, that's for sure. You?
Yeah, no, I think I'm kind of with you. I feel like also businesses need to kind of understand from the personal point of view, because there's a thing called productivity paranoia, where managers are really just paranoid about whether their people are actually working at home or not. So there has to be like this trust factor there as well. And if you're Tom's employer, you wouldn't trust him at all, would you?
No one around.
Yeah, and life as a business owner or a CEO is really complex. You have to balance out all these challenges. So, you know, you have to look at your employees, your team, and say, look, can they work from home? Can they be productive? Can they, you know, Dina, okay, you're allowed to work from home come into the office late. You know, if you're conscientious and ask how you can work at your best, you'll get the answers.
So I think it's just not about imposing it on everyone.
We also need to be a little bit careful that turkeys don't vote for Christmas. So, you know, there's this white swept feeling that don't come into the office. Office is a bad place. Don't go there. Home is really safe. I can, you know, organise my socks again, like Tom talks about. So, you know, they are difficult questions to be asked. But we need to have those questions answered individually for people, teams, organisations. There needs to be a bit of direction here and some courage. So to have those difficult questions.
Good insight there. Very balanced insight. Thank you. All right, well, coming up, we will be delving further into this discussion. But for now, we unlock the extraordinary potential of our minds through mind mapping. So don't you go anywhere.
Hey, welcome back to DXB Today. Great to have with us this evening. Now, our next guest here in the studio is a teacher, a guide and a friend that helps people unlock their mind's potential. Please welcome the mind mapping and embraining coach, Juliana Khalil. Juliana, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for this great introduction. I'm so happy today.
Well, you know where I'm going to go with this, don't you?
Yeah.
First and foremost, what is a mind map, Juliana?
Yes, as simple as this definition. It's a picture typically similar to the brain cell, because simply our brain doesn't like to take the information in a linear way. The brain likes to take the information in a visual way, in a picture. That's why mind mapping is a process of transforming information from something linear that we used to do to something very attractive to the brain, typically similar to the neuron, as simple as that.
Okay, so if I have an idea, say, Juliana, how do I start the mind mapping process?
Excellent. This is a great question. To start an idea, you can put a circle in the middle, and you start to think, what is this idea? And you start to develop this idea. Okay, what I want to do. For example, you want to open a store. I'm giving an example. Okay, I want to open a store. I will start with the idea, circle in the middle, and I will start to think what I have to do to open a store, what I need. I need some enough money to be able to open the store, where it will be. So the second branch will be where. And the third branch will be, for example, how many resources I need, how many persons I need to start recruiting. Your brain will help you to start developing all this information, and trust me, the sky will be the limit.
You know, I always hear about having, there's that meme that goes around with having too many tabs open in your brain. And you're thinking about too many things and how they all kind of come together and to organize them. So I know we apply this a lot to brainstorming, and I know we've done it in group meetings and so forth. But I feel like I've also done this in therapy, where I'm like, what is the common theme with the things that I struggle with? I deal a lot with anxiety, and you know, I want to know, how does this relate to mental health and other areas that are less expected?
Excellent. A very great question as well. You know, when you declutter your mind and you start putting things into a piece of paper, you start to see where my focus has to be. Do you agree with me?
I'm just a massive fan of mind maps, and I've even got one in my pocket. So there's
Pull it out. We know you've been waiting.
It just breaks down the easy things to do. But
exactly.
Sometimes I really want to put it on a computer, and you know, this is a scribble. I just got a pen and paper out. How do I put it onto a system that I can share with other people?
Yeah. So back to your question. So you can draw and you can declutter your mind to a piece of paper, and you can start thinking where my focus has to be. If I am balancing all areas of my life and I have to focus in this area, so we believe that in energy, that where your focus is, your energy will flow. If I'm focusing in this area, my energy, everything will flow around this area to help me overcoming this challenge. So this is the idea of mental health. Yes, it helps in mental health, decluttering, start thinking in a big picture, how to start moving and how to focus and how to
Making
be able...
sense of it all.
Exactly.
When I was at school, Juliana, a long time ago, obviously, I got to get that win in before she does over there. She'll dive
Not
straight
long time
in.
ago, I think.
It was a long time ago, but I was diagnosed with dyslexia because the sort of coach that I used to help me with the dyslexia sort of dealt with mind mapping to a certain degree. So there was this whole idea of decluttering. Does mind mapping help those that have dyslexia?
Of course, this is what I want to also tackle on this area, because you know dyslexic people, they see things differently.
Oh, yeah.
Mind mapping will help because it's all about picture and it helps to memorize the information and to be stored in the long-term memory, in the subconscious mind. So as you can see, mind mapping is all about colors, it's all about picture. And we believe that one picture worth 1,000 words. So instead of putting words, you can change the word into picture. Yes, of course. I helped, by the way, 2 people with dyslexia. So they overcome the challenge by using mind mapping and they applied. At the end of the day, it's creating habit and applying what we learned.
Juliana, I just want to know, is this crayon or you've used a computer here? Because it's really beautiful and I can see it. But
I can do both. I train people to do both. I train people how to draw a proper mind map with crayons, and I can help them in a software that I am dealing with to develop all this information in a digital way and to become professional, to be used in your presentation. But at the personal level, on day-to-day, you don't have to use the computer to do so. You can draw your mind map, what I want to do. For example, I practice mind map daily. I do daily my tasks, what I have to do. I draw with this one pen with 4 colors. I draw my mind map and I start to think what I have to do today, where I have to focus.
Juliana, thank you so much for all your advice. And you know what? I might just replace my to-do list with a mind map these days.
Of course.
I'm so used to those to-do lists.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it and you can see the difference. I'm sure you will see the difference.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Adam, now, it's time for the spotlight to shift to you.
Oh, wow.
We've got the DXB in 60. So did you know we were going to quiz you today?
I didn't, actually.
I did. I hope you were paying attention.
Hopefully.
All right, I'm going to cue the clock, and then I'm going to ask you some questions. Let's see how many you get right, okay? All right, guys. 3, 2, 1, and go. What is the term for the practice of prioritizing tasks based on their importance and urgency? Is it A, procrastination, B, Eisenhower matrix?
Eisenhower matrix, I use it the whole time.
Correct. Yeah. Which UAE emirate has legalized a 4-day work week for government employees? Is it A, Sharjah, or B, Ras Al Khaimah?
Sharjah, and they're having brilliant results.
3, which of the following time management techniques encourages breaking tasks into smaller, manageable chunks? Is it A, Parkinson's law, B, Pomodoro technique?
I was hoping it was going to be Pomodoro effect technique because I use it the whole time. Great.
4, what is the term for the act of focusing on a single task without distractions for a designated period? Is it A, multitasking, or B, deep work?
I missed that. So I presume it's deep work, but I was just missed.
That is correct. You've gotten everything correct.
Great.
Who is widely regarded as one of the most influential motivational speakers of all time with his high energy,
is it Tom?
engaging
I'm not
presentation?
sure. Maybe I've jumped in a little bit
definitely not
early.
Tom. Is it A, Tony Robbins, or B, Oprah Winfrey?
Probably Tony Robbins, I guess.
Correct.
Yeah.
Way to go.
Sorry, Tom,
5
maybe second.
points. Giving you 5 points
Tony
there.
Robbins.
Now, we went through that quite... You know, I think you're the first person I've quizzed who's really shed light on each of the answers. Really delved into it. So there you are.
Up on the leaderboard. Take that.
Yeah. I mean, you
wow.
could have had more
Second out of
questions,
two.
but you were informing us and giving us a lot of your own.
There's a long time to go yet.
Thank you so much to Adam for being here. I definitely feel like we've learned a lot from Adam today in terms of productivity. Juliana, once again, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so
now
much.
it is time for a very quick break, but we'll be announcing today's prize after this break, so you do not want to miss it.
Hello everyone, and welcome to DXB Today. I am joined by the wonderful and so talented Shanice Michaels. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me
You
today.
were amazing in rehearsal for everybody to see you. Now, you have traveled the world. Let's name some of those cities.
Well, mostly Asia. I've been to New York, LA, Vegas, all the way to Norway,
I looked you up
Oslo,
online.
Germany.
I was like, I'm meeting someone way more international than I've ever been.
Oh
I'm not
my
saying
gosh.
quite a bit.
Just lucky to have this work, job that, my passion, and you get to travel around the world and get paid for it.
Yeah, that is pretty
Yeah,
amazing.
pretty
Now, how long
amazing.
have you been in the UAE now?
Okay, the second comeback, I would say, from 2006.
All right. And so, what's happening right now? Where are you at your career? What is the most exciting? What tips do you have for aspiring musicians? You've got so much talent and so much experience under your belt as well.
Yeah, I've been around, and I've got my own Shanice Events and Entertainment company now, and my plan is to help a lot of newcomers, newbies, around. There's so many talented people around the UAE.
And for people
especially.
who are watching today looking for some of that advice, what advice do you give some of the talents you're managing?
Just keep practicing. It's an everyday thing. Make it a routine, like you breathe. Like make it an everyday thing so you master your craft.
And what about getting exposure? Is it social media? Is it going to perform everywhere? Is it a combination? What?
Definitely a bit of everything. Just expose yourself. Talent is there, goal is there. Diamond. You have to be exposed. You have to make people know that you're out there. There's a talent out there, so you have to make people aware that you have the talent. Go to jam sessions. Like I host jam sessions every Wednesday in Pizza Express Business Bay. So come and join me, sign in, and share your talents with us.
And if people want to watch you perform, how can they catch you? And also, what is your Instagram?
Catch me on Instagram, Shanice Michaels, and my YouTube channel, Facebook as well. I do Cheeky Camel, Pizza Express, McGettigan's, the Taj at the resort at the Palm, and Bagatelle on Sundays. Yeah.
Well, best of luck to you, and I can't wait to see you perform.
Thank
you are
you.
so talented. So
thank you
best
so
of
much.
luck. Now we're going to leave you to get ready. In the meantime, it's time to talk about prizes, and we've got some amazing prizes up for grabs. Tom, I'm thrown over to you.
Yes, indeed, Dina. It is our last week of DXB today before we all go off air and go on our summer holidays. So we're giving away some prizes every single day from now to the end of the week. My memory's not that good, so I can't remember what they are, but Nimi can.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I am here. So tonight we are giving away 2 tickets to Warner Brothers theme park worth 700 dirhams and 1 VIP key, which gives you a year's worth of global membership to the Entertainer app. That is worth just over 1,000 dirhams. So head down to the Dubai One Instagram page, find the competition post, and let us know why you would like to win.
We'd also love to hear from you guys, as always, so make sure to use the hashtag DXB today to let us know your favorite episodes so far as we wrap up for the summer. So, guys, on that note, biggest takeaway today, what did you learn? Come on, Tom, you're first.
More productive. Much more
that
productive.
you need to be more productive?
I just feel that I am more productive as a result of talking productivity for the last 60 minutes. No,
and you've had too much caffeine.
I'm not that productive. I could use my time better during the day for sure.
But I feel like you are a yes man. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I am a yes man because I'll go back to the whole thing. I was once told by a great piece of advice that you say yes to challenges. When people offer you an opportunity, you might turn around and go, oh, no, I'm not sure that's for me. Oh, I don't know if I've got enough experience for that. Oh, I don't know. But I say yes and then see what happens.
But, I really admire you both. I mean, Nimi's on fire right now. She's got, she's doing these leadership courses. She's got her podcast. She's on
different responsibilities, different focuses, etc. But it is trying to remember, like Adam was saying a bit earlier on, the others, that they're always doing it for other people, aren't you? I mean, yeah, we're looking to progress ourselves, but at the same time, with keeping others in mind at the same time. So
I think
finding that balance, I suppose.
We do put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be productive. One day I might wake up and feel like I just want to have a chill morning. I'll get a lot of work done in the afternoon, but we do put that pressure on ourselves, and I think productivity means different things to different people, so it's very personality-based.
Duvet days for all, yeah?
Yeah.
Duvet days for all.
I feel like I get depressed when I'm not productive. If I look back at my day and I'm like, I did nothing, I don't know, I feel like some of my friends are like, oh, fantastic, I'm so jealous of you that you managed to chill. I'm like, I didn't chill, I was just upset about the fact that I was not productive today.
But I think chilling is also productive.
100%. That is contributing to our overall well-being. I just haven't gotten there yet.
It's a vicious cycle.
You know what, saying we'd sorted everything out, about a few minutes ago. We've sorted nothing out at all. Listen to them. That's all we've got time for today. Do join us again at the same time tomorrow, where we'll probably still be disagreeing with each other whether we sorted it or not. Another jam-packed episode celebrating none other than UAE Father's Day, International Day of Yoga and Skateboarding, all at the same time. For now, though, it's over to Shanice.
Looking out across the nighttime, the city wings asleep as I hear her voice and shake my window. Sweet seducing sights get me out across the nighttime, for worlds will hold me tonight. Yeah, and if this town is just an apple, then let me take a bite. If they say why, tell them that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? If they say why, tell him that it's human nature. Why does he do me that way? I like living this way. I like loving this way. Yeah. All right, we got something by Al Green here for you. I'm so in love with you. Whatever you wanna do, baby, yeah, it's alright with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. Baby, I wanna spend my life with you. Oh, baby, since we've been together, I am loving you forever. Yeah, is all I need. Now let me be the one you come running to. Baby, I'll never be untrue. Come on, let's say, oh baby, let's come on. Let's say together, we're loving you whether what times are good, bad, happy or sad. I say good, bad, happy or sad. I say good, bad, happy or sad. Oh baby, let us stay together.
Well done, yeah, brilliant.